Our topic is on the impacts of climate change, Indonesian deforestation. I'm Risha.
I'm Makenzie.
And I'm Ava.
Deforestation is defined as the permanent destruction of forests and trees to make land available for other uses. In Indonesia, over 6 million hectares of forest cover have been lost from 2000 to 2012, which is over 15 million acres of land. In contrast, from 2023 to 2024, 120,000 hectares of forest cover have been lost, which is around 300,000 acres. Indonesia is an island country located north of Australia and southeast of the greater Asian continent.
Put it in better perspective, if we look at the island of Borneo specifically, this graphic shows how much forest has been lost from 1915 to 2020. To examine the causes of deforestation in Indonesia, the primary cause is going to be for agricultural practices. Palm oil plantations taking up the large majority. Indonesia is the world's largest palm oil producer, and the industry is rapidly expanding, which is leading to extensive land clearing for the plantations. Other agricultural reasons is for timber and large-scale plantations, as well as small-scale agriculture and small plantations. And this is from 2001 to 2016. Again, looking at Borneo, we can see what percentage of land has been changed from forest to plantations from 1973 to 2015. Some other reasons is for forest to grassland or shrubland conversion, with substantial peaks happening in 2003, 2007, 2014, and 2016. You can see these on the graph on the right. These so happen to be the years after dry season, which suggests that these are because of fires, as well as the burn scars left in these areas. Other reasons is going to be for logging or mining activities and fish ponds. Now looking at Sumatra, we can see that what caused forest loss specifically along this island. And regions of Indonesia also play a factor for why forest is lost there. And this is because of government permitting agencies that grant concessions for specific type of land use.
Now moving on to the effects of deforestation. So what actually happens when all of this forest cover is removed? So the first thing is that obviously a loss of roots because there's no more vegetation, which makes the soil more susceptible to erosion. Additionally, depleting the soil of organic matter, which is key for nutrients. Next, we have the phenomenon of soil compression, which we see in this image, which is caused often by logging equipment. Key microbial communities are also highly disrupted, and overall, the soil loses its ability to retain moisture and nutrients and is not able to support plant growth in the future. And then one of the most important impacts is on the hydrological cycle of these areas. So we see increased surface runoff and flooding, worsened water quality, reduction of groundwater recharge, which is when rainwater cannot infiltrate the soil properly. Groundwater aquifers don't get replenished, which actually changes the precipitation patterns over time. And lastly, we have a reduction of water availability. So forest covers normally act as natural sponges by slowly releasing water during dry periods. And without them, streams and rivers are more likely to dry up seasonally for prolonged periods, which makes water supplies far less dependable for drinking and agricultural purposes. And then another huge impact of deforestation on the area is on its biodiversity. So animals native to Sumatra in particular, for example, are becoming more critically endangered as they lose their habitats to deforestation and also the natural disaster inflicted destruction that happens as a result of deforestation. Here are some of the endangered animals struggling to survive as Sumatra's forest cover continues to shrink. We have the Sumatran rhinoceros, orangutan, and tiger. Here is a graphic that predicts the habitat suitable for the Asian tapir in Sumatra. As you can see, the area in which it's actually able to survive is going to significantly decrease.
Deforestation fires are used as a method dubbed as slash and burn to quickly clear trees and other vegetation from the land. In Indonesia, these fires were set to clear forest land to support anthropogenic activities, including cattle farming, soybean farming, and palm oil farming, and in the process burned in critical peatland ecosystems. These ecosystems, when drained and burned, emit the sequestered carbon and turn from net carbon sinks to sources. Peatland destruction releases enormous amounts of stored carbon, which further accelerates global warming. And emissions from deforestation fires in Indonesia accounted for 7% of total global greenhouse gas emissions in 2019 and 2020. Essentially, more emissions equals more climate change, which then has more frequent and more intense droughts, floods, and wildfires, creating a dangerous feedback loop. As you can see here, we have visuals of the slash and burn method used to clear out forests in Indonesia on the right. And on the left, we have a graph of the CO2 emissions from Indonesian forest fires in 2019, where it peaked, and 2020, where it significantly went down. Today, the Indonesian government have put in place laws to prevent and reduce deforestation, one of the primary ones being the Forest Land Redistribution Act, which aims to consolidate habitats and connect fragmented forest patches to promote wildlife movement and genetic diversity for healthier ecosystems and species adaptability. Finally, with this last graphic, we see how forest loss related to deforestation in Indonesia peaked in 2016 and have steadily been going down ever since. Thank you so much for listening, and here are our sources.